Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? I apologize. I am still a little bit sleepy. I decided to take a nap before my stream and hoping it would wake me up a little, and it ended up doing the opposite. I woke up and I was still half asleep. But you know what? I'm here. It's my first stream of 2025. It's weird to think that we're in 2025 already. I feel like it was like 2016 yesterday. Holy crap, it's been almost 10 years since 2016. Huh. Whew. Time. What a concept. Anyways. I was being a little bit of a dumbass when I was playing VividStasis the other day. And I had thought, since they used the same lock icon that they used in Between Space, that I had to go to Between Space to continue the story, but it turns out there was an episode I hadn't read. And now that I've read it, I can actually figure out I actually was able to figure out what I'm meant to be doing. So I will try and get y'all a little bit caught up because I was playing and then I realized, oh, I should probably continue streaming this if I'm going to be progressing the story for the sake of having a coherent narrative for y'all. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the story. Oh, I'm dropping a lot of frames. Give me a minute. I don't know why this would be dropping so many frames, unless my connection's bad. My bitrate should be fine. Yeah, it looks like my bitrate's way down. I don't know why that would be weird. Give me half a second. I am gonna see if I can fix my connection at all. It's first stream of 2025 and I'm already suffering from scuff. But of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Come on, network. Come on, network. Please work. Please work. Okay, I think we're back to normal now. And woohoo. There we go. It looks like it's better now. Yeah, okay, it's better now. Sweet. Alright, in that case, I think I should be good to go ahead and start on the game. I'm pretty sure I should be good to go ahead and start on the game now. Sorry for the brief moment of troubleshooting. Let's see. Game capture. Here we go. Game audio should be working. Let's begin. Alright, so it turned out around the end of last time there was actually a story chapter that I had missed reading explaining a new, new mechanic, so I will go and replay that for y'all real quick. This one, I think. Why, hello there. I find myself awake, not in the place I would expect, but a formless abyss. It's been a bit since we've been able to chat like this. My vision adjusts, and I make out the form of a woman in front of me. Storyteller. You remembered. I'm honored. It would be hard not to. Why have I been pulled awake like this? Right. I do apologize for waking an observer such as yourself from your position, but I felt it necessary to dispel some information about the oncoming apocalypse. I'm all ears. As you've just observed, Saturday has gained a valuable asset to her journey. The ability to store Duskbreaker data in your world and access it remotely to save and load, in a sense. I nodded. I'd like to introduce a little mechanic I've added to the TVO client to allow you to assist her in surviving this ordeal. I've dubbed it the Memory Bank. I see. From this point forward, you will be able to remotely store and re-access the data of individual inhabitants of the sim layer in the Memory Bank. Think of it as a save state for an individual person. This feature is quite intensive on the client, so I've limited it to only being able to store one slot at a time. If you want to replace the data stored in the memory bank, you'll need to clean out the old data first. This seems really helpful, but how exactly did you make this? You're not exactly here anymore. Storyteller laughed. I wonder. I'm sure you'll find the answer to that in time. There's always more dimensions than what you can see. Right, of course there is. Regardless, I may still have a part to play here, so I'm sticking around as best I can, at least for now. Fair enough. Now this dream must come to an end. Return to your slumber of observation, and surely you will be able to guide Saturday to our reunion. I appreciate it. Don't mention it. Nighty-night now. Alright, so now it looks like it's going to play the story that I've already done. So basically when you save and load, it allows you to update a character's memories by taking them either forward or backward in time. in this case here, I had to take... in this case here, there was a fire and Allison was injured. I took Saturday's memories of seeing Allison injured back to before they got to this point in the story. And now they are... So... Oh, no, never mind. This is the initial chapter. Okay. So I'm gonna exit to the flowchart. And so basically what happened is I brought Saturday's memories from this original chapter of seeing Allison injured and brought them back in time to before they started driving in order to basically prevent Allison from getting injured by encouraging them to take a more dangerous but faster route. Oh, hi, Mouse! That's such a cool sounding mechanic. It really, really is. There are a lot of cool mechanics in this game, but this one especially is, I think. Whoa, okay. And so basically that happened. We managed to stop Allison from getting injured, and now we know that... now Saturday and presumably the other people in the story are aware of my ability to interface with the world by saving and loading. Okay, so here's the chapter where it basically explains what I did. But there was no longer any fire around me. Instead, in front of me stood two concerned girls. Huh? Allison? Saturday, are you okay? What the fuck? What? I was confused. It took me a moment to realize, but I did. So it was you, huh? I guess it makes sense that you'd be able to do that much more freely than I could. Regardless, thank you. Thank you so fucking much. Saturday, what happened to you? You look like you've seen a ghost. No time to explain. If we do this right, I very well might have. Come on, put your foot on the pedal. Okay, we're gonna take the safer route. Don't want to risk it in this... No, sorry, we can't. Huh? Why not? I gulped. Okay, listen. You're not gonna believe me, but I'll explain anyway. I came from about an hour into the future, a future where we took the safe route. Happy 2 days after New Year's! Happy 2 days after New Year's to you too! It is weird that it's already 2025 to me, like, time really flew by, I feel like. A future where we took the safe route. We got back to Sapporo, and the hotel was up in flames, and Allison, she... Calm down, girl. Chio, go. We don't have time for the longer route. Right, on it. So, we ended up taking the faster route. As we drove, my mind was racing over what had just occurred. Did you save my data and load it? I guess you can't respond, but if you can you try loading me again? I don't know how this is integrated into your TVO client, but maybe try saving my data and loading it immediately? The feeling's really distinct, I'll know if it worked. Try saving my data here. Oh, okay. Zoom story. Alright, so it's W to save data. I want to save Saturday. And then E to load the data. Sweet. Ha! Suki looked over at me in shock. Fair enough, I guess, but that's beside the point. It worked! I remember passing by this place on the ride back. Holy shit! I actually made it back in time. This is fucking insane. Okay, but seriously, this is insanely helpful. We'll need this to survive all of this shit. I'm counting on you, okay? We made it back a lot earlier thanks to the route we took. This time we didn't run into Ari and Kotomi in the same spot, but closer to the hotel. The year 20 was 2005 years ago. I guess it was. That's really weird to think about. It was more hitting me that, like, 2015 was 10 years ago. Also, hi, I didn't get a Discord ping. Oh, did I forget to do the Discord ping? I forgot to do the Discord ping. Sorry, I'm a little bit forgetful today. Schedule stream channel. Copy, paste. There we go. And then Ping for stream pings. I really need to get myself more organized. I was mentioning earlier that I took a nap before stream and that I'm, like, now still, like, a little bit half asleep. I was hoping it would wake me up a little bit, but nope, still half asleep. Oh yeah. I should say hi to everyone. Hi Mouse, hi Televised, hi Kathy, hi Cringe. There's a lot going on in the story. If y'all missed... I know y'all who were here yesterday were confused, so if y'all missed yesterday, I don't really know... Or, not yesterday. Monday night? Monday night, yeah. Tuesday night? Wait, no. Today's Thursday, so... Today's Thursday, so Tuesday night. Okay. Dates are hard. Yeah, I don't know the extent to which it can be used, but I had Melody do a test save on the way here so they can do them relatively frequently, I think. Basically all I can really say at this point is I don't really know what's happening in the story anymore beyond that there is a huge, meta-narrative on several different levels. And, basically I can interface with the world of the game by saving and loading, saving and loading a character's state in... I guess that's the best way to phrase it. Okay, so basically Severance, Inception, The Matrix, and a sprinkling of Orphan Black. Yeah, that sounds about right. Saturday is having a crisis, but when is she not having a crisis? What is it with me playing games recently where the main character is in like a constant state of existential crisis? 'Cause this, and then 1,000 times Resist. Are both games where the main character is in a near constant state of existential crisis? Alright, so once we arrived, I rushed out of the hotel and up the stairs. The building was not aflame yet. I burst into the hotel room. On the single bed was Allison, sleeping, not dead. Oh my god. I couldn't help myself from falling to my knees and sobbing. I was so sure I'd lost the most important person in the world to me forever, and all of that was coming out now. My sobbing seemed to wake Allie up. She got out of bed and helped me up. Seth? What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm better than okay, Allie. I'm just so happy to see you. Allison got a little flustered. What's gotten into you, girl? Tell me what's up. I promise I will, but we need to get out of here right now. Trust me. Huh? Okay. She put on her shoes and we rushed down the stairs. As we did, she observed a good few glitches in the terrain. The hell is going on? It's the end of the world. No other way to put it, and now is not the time to mince words. The end of the world? Then Dawn... She's trying to corrupt the simulated world and everyone in it. That's... obscene, Christ. We rushed out the front door of the hotel. Chio, Suki, Kotami, and Eri were all standing at the back entrance, so we ran up to them. Are you guys holding up? As best as we can. Looks like Allison's okay. Yeah, just barely according to Saturday. Okay, Allie, there's one more thing I need to explain. I'm all ears. I told her about the newly gained save state ability and how I'd seen her body in an alternate timeline. It took her a bit to grasp the idea, but she did eventually understand. Allison looked up at the sky. Its red was starting to dissipate, but the glitches remained and kept getting more frequent. I can't believe this is actually happening. Just what the hell is Dawn thinking? I wish I could tell you. But we don't have time to worry about that. We need a plan of action, and fast. About that, I may have some kind of a thread we can follow. I turned to Suki. Go on. There was a Walk 2 cycle that I find myself coming back to from time to time. I think it was 2149? Around there, anyway. In this cycle, you did something you didn't do in any of the other cycles. After you got your leg injured and I did the whole break-in thing, you didn't go to Tokyo. Huh? You waited for your leg to heal, and then you went back to the shrine. You went back underground, and something really bizarre happened. You fell through the world into the code of the Duskbreaker, and Dawn committed suicide to reset the cycle, huh? Damn. Okay. What? How does that happen? I spent most of the next cycle studying it, and what I determined was this. You're aware that a lot of the story lock moments up to Lock S are Dawn's doing, right? Specifically, the museum fire and the shrine cave-in. Yeah, she was artificially creating a story for me to follow. So when Dawn on Layer 1 manipulates properties of Layer 0, it leaves a slight trace behind. The world isn't anticipating having been forcefully played with like that, and it doesn't quite know what to do. I should probably explain a couple of brief things. Basically, they're all trapped in a simulation. So Saturday participated in trials for like a virtual reality machine that's meant to help people deal with their trauma. Things went horribly wrong, and now she's trapped in this simulated world, with essentially her personality split into 4 parts. There used to be storyteller, protagonist, Suki, and Dawn. Protagonist is basically the Saturday experiencing the events of the story. She's our main Saturday. Storyteller was the Saturday who remembers the world outside of the simulation, is aware that she's in a simulation, but can't actually do anything with it. She's just pretty much stuck watching. Suki is the world's keeper. Her job is to try and keep everything stable. She wants to keep... she used to... How do I phrase this? Her job was to keep Saturday in the stablest place possible, but in doing so, she got her wires crossed a little bit and basically said, okay, so Saturday's not allowed to have any trauma whatsoever, and if she confronts her trauma, it's going to be bad for her. Saturday ended up having to confront the fact that all of her trauma happened, and it allowed Suki to sort of break free from her role and become more of an actual person than a device. And then Dawn is the opposite. Dawn's job is to force Saturday to confront her trauma. But she doesn't realize that there's good and not so good ways to do that. So basically, in the process of trying to force Saturday to confront everything, she has destroyed the world to give Saturday a lack of options, to force Saturday to do whatever she has to do to get out of the simulation. There's also basically what's called world layers. So Layer 0 is the layer the story takes place on. That's where protagonist Saturday and all of the characters exist. Layer 1 is where Dawn and Suki are supposed to operate from. That's how they can interfere with the simulation and Saturday's path. Layer 2 was where Storyteller existed. Wait. Yeah, Layer 2 was where Storyteller existed. Storyteller has... At this point, she's kind of a non-entity in the story. She merged with protagonist Saturday in order to give protagonist Saturday the ability to sort of fight both Suki and Dawn's agendas to do things her own way. So basically, Layer 2 is where Storyteller existed. She was unable to, really change anything about the world, but what she did do is observe and document everything. And then, Layer 3 acts as sort of the real world, the world outside of the fictional simulation. And then there's Layer 4, which is our world, which is... Like, the game client itself is basically Layer 4. It's how we, as the player, interact with the events of the game. That's how we can save and load things and that sort of thing. That's about the simplest way I can explain it. There's a lot going on. And from these you can backdoor the code in a similar way to what we did at the monument. Huh. And there's 2 of these? 3. They're at the Tanegashima Geology Museum's remains, the basement of the Sunrise Foundation lab at the shrine, and in the basement of the Sunrise building in Shinjuku. all places that Dawn was involved with bringing into the sim layer. Wait, if those exist, why didn't we go for those instead of the whole Cape Soya thing? Yeah, about that. I forgot. Huh. I've learned that being more human has given me a, actual memory. So I can forget things now. Sorry. No, it's okay. Just was curious is all. I nodded. Would these weak spots even still be there? Or would the Duskbreaker auto-repair them with enough time? They stick around. In cycles that reached Block S, the museum weak point was still there. I'd be worried about if the corruption of the world itself affected those at all. Should we check the one in Shinjuku just to be safe? I agree with Ali. Better to be safe than sorry. Suki, Ali, are you guys good to come with me to do that? I am, but what about the others? Once we arrive back in Tokyo, I want you three to split off from us and find a place that we can safely rest for a bit. We need a base of operations of sorts, I think. I concur. We can do that. Yeah, got it. Okay, let's get at it then. Do you think the trains are still operational? They're automatically operated, right? Even if the attendants are glitched out, we can still use the trains themselves. It's worth a shot. Let's go. It turned out that the trains were indeed still operational. We hopped the turnstiles since there was nobody to punish us for doing so, and got on the next available train back to Tokyo. Okay, so now I can play more story. So these little locks here, these little red locks here, I have to mess with the story by mess with the character's save and load states in order to unlock these, as far as I'm aware. At the end of each episode, we should get a hint for what we have to do. Alright, the train back to Shinjuku arrived just past 2 in the morning. Ali, Suki, and I stepped out into the familiar streets of the red light district. Is the Sunrise building even still gonna be there? If I'm remembering right, it seems like it only existed because Dawn allowed us to. It'll still be there. It's too much effort for her to dispose of it afterwards, and so far we've only got past Lock S this one time. Sure enough, the building was still there. We snuck into the lot, and into the back entrance. The inside of the building was as dark as it was the last time we were here. I turned on my phone's flashlight, and we walked towards the elevator. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, you can generally tell which characters are involved, like directly involved with the meta-narrative by the rendering style on their character models. Like, you'll see how Dawn has some degree of this, like, iridescent rendering on it, like the light reflecting onto her from every direction. That's because she is what we call synchronized with Layer 1. Allison has very little of that sort of effect on her because she's synchronized with Layer 0. She is essentially a regular person who got pulled into the simulation when things went wrong. So she exists as a regular person within the simulation. She's not like Saturday or Suki, who are like entities that have control over the simulation to some degree. Saturday has a whole crap ton of this sort of, like, I guess iridescent is the best way to put it, rendering on her. So that's because she's fused with Storyteller. Protagonist Saturday is synchronized with Layer 1. She exists fundamentally on layers, she's synchronized with Layer 0. She exists fundamentally on Layer 0 as a regular person, same as Allison. Storyteller, on the other hand, exists on Layer 2. She is an active part of the meta-narrative and the structure of the simulation. So when Storyteller and Protagonist Saturday fused, she got this new outfit design, which, by the way, so cute, and got the cool iridescence to her character as well. Now that I actually had time to observe the building itself, it was a complete disaster. Papers of gibberish were strewn everywhere to create the illusion of a real-world office building, but it was all fabricated. There was a desk flipped completely upside down with some kind of strange substance leaking out of it. I was not in a million years going to get close enough to it to determine what that substance was. Fair. Nameplates for office workers were all scratched out or blurred out. Not a single one was legible. Shit. I wonder if this is at all accurate to how the building is in the real world at this point. We trudged along through the silent hallways. It felt off-putting, coming from the chaos and pandemonium of the apocalypse outside to this place cut off from it all. Finally, we reached the elevator and pressed the button. It made a ding noise and opened up. The elevator took us to the top floor, and we stepped out and walked down the hall towards my dad's office. Allison seemed to realize I was tensing up slightly coming back here, so she took my hand. I opened the door and entered. The inside of the office was virtually unrecognizable from the clean state it had been in before. The floor tiles had cracked, and the wallpaper had torn itself off. Strange scratch marks adorned all of the walls. It looked like a murder scene. But what the hell is this? Likely, if I had to guess, the true state of this room. Dawn hid it when you came here for the first time, but the illusion's been broken. Oh my god. What the hell happened here? I have no idea. If this is at least somewhat based on the state of the building in the real world, it looks like there was a fight or something? We don't really have any way of knowing. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, let's push forward. I wanted to get out of this creepy room as soon as I could. I opened the hidden bookcase and called the elevator to the basement. Sure enough, with a louder than usual rattle, the elevator door opened. The three of us stepped inside it cautiously. The elevator descended, but about halfway down we felt the world shake around us. Shit, what now? It's an earthquake! Oh, of all the times to... She didn't have time to finish her sentence. The cable holding the elevator up snapped under the pressure, and we jolted downwards. Ah! Shit! Okay, we'll need to think of another way down. Maybe there's some other way in the building somewhere? No, we came so... She wasn't able to finish speaking. The elevator hit the cold, hard ground, and along with it, all three of us were crushed under the pressure of the impact. Story log 3. Elevator isn't viable to use. Warn them before wasting their time going up. Okay, so what I'll want to do is I'll want to save probably Saturday's data here. I actually don't think it particularly matters which character's data I save here because they're all in the elevator, but I'm going to go with Saturday. Okay, so I think I can replay this episode and load Saturday's data into before they go up into the building. The train back to Shinjuku arrives just past 2 in the morning. Ali, Suki, and I stepped out into the familiar streets of the red light district. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load Saturday's data. By the time I realized I wasn't falling anymore, Suki and Ali were already looking at me, shocked by my sudden outburst. What happened? Did you jump back again? Yeah, that was a close one. The hidden elevator in my dad's office is a no-go. An earthquake is going to hit sooner rather than later, snapping the cable. There's no way we can get up there fast enough to start going down before it snaps. That's a problem. Is there any other way we can get to the basement? The whole point of the basement in the first place was that it was only accessible by that one elevator. But the state of the world and the terrain might have changed. Why don't we try taking the normal elevator down to the regular basement floor from here? It's possible the cave-ins might have opened us a way into the secret basement. I think that's our best bet. We're already on the ground floor, so we should be able to take the elevator down a level before the earthquake hits. We gotta go now, though. We ran down the hallway to the regular elevator and called it. There was one basement level below us that housed a moderately sized car park, and from what I'd calculated, it was at about the same vertical level as the hidden basement. We made it off the elevator before the earthquake hit and ran in the general direction of the hidden basement, perpendicular to where we were currently. Sure enough, a small crack had been torn in the wall between the two basements that we could squeeze through. Yes, good thinking, Allie. I'm just glad I was right. Come on, that earthquake is hitting any time now, right? We rushed through the small crevice and into the hidden basement. We had a bit of running to do to get to the large metal gate that opened into the atrium at the end, but made it in time. I opened the gate with the small display next to it, and we rushed in. Ah, look! Sure enough, in the middle of the ground was a perfectly square chunk of the world that was noticeably more glitchy and digital than the rest. Suki ran up to it. Okay, Saturday, can you do your thing? You got it. Following her up to the weak point, I reached my hand in and pulled up the remote terminal. Immediately, however, I frowned. What is it? What's wrong? This one is different from the one at the edge of the world. It's locked by high-level encryption. Huh? That shouldn't be. Why would this one be any different? I scowled. Of course I knew what had changed the locking on it. 1028, that stupid adaptive AI shit. Huh, of course. Is it possible to brute force the encryption? I mean, technically yes. Every encryption lock can, theoretically, be brute forced, but it would require a whole lot of memory to do that remotely. Memory there's no way this portable terminal has. I might have some good news then. Suki turned back to me. Yeah? The main functionality of the Dustbreaker's core is locked behind a high-level encryption, sure. But we do have access to a low-level security terminal. It can't do much, but one of the things it can do is to allocate memory from other portable terminals to this one. Ah, I see what you're getting at. If we can pull up the portable terminals from the other weak points and synchronize them all by sending their memory into this terminal, we might have a chance, right? Yeah, what do you think, Suki? I think it's really the only shot we have. 1028, okay, so 1028 is basically the simulation's AI. It's meant to adapt it to the person the simulation is centered around in order to make it more personalized to them. However, when everything went wrong, 1028 sort of freaked out and is now making it harder for Saturday to do whatever she needs to, whether that be mess with the simulation or escape from the simulation. Yeah, so we'll need to... Before I could finish speaking, however, a loud rumbling was heard and I realized our time was up. Shit, the earthquake! Alright, listen up, because contrary to what you may believe, I do in fact have a plan here. I'm all ears, just get it over with. I'm going to reload before we enter the Sunrise building, okay? Then I'll explain everything we just learned to you two, okay? Yeah, okay, so this is Saturday basically telling me to reload. Got it. Can you tell the observer to hurry it up, though? I don't want to get crushed, okay? Yeah, you heard her. Go, quickly. Okay. So I'm gonna save Saturday. Story log 4. She just told you what to do. I do love that this game kind of, Okay, so now I think I want to reload here. Yes, okay. Okay, I'm back. Phew. Ali and Suki looked at me, but realized what was up soon enough. You got reloaded, huh? What happened? I did. Yeah, and... a lot. I'll explain. Just give me a sec. Getting reloaded is surprisingly exhausting. I mean, I would imagine having several hours... well, maybe not several hours. It's probably only about an hour of in-game time. But, like, imagine having an hour of memory just forcefully shoved into your head. I feel like that would be exhausting. I caught my breath and explained what had happened in the basement. Ah, well, I'm glad we have something at least. So what should we do now? I think we'll need to split up into groups of 2 to be able to have all 3 terminals open at the same time. Yep. We should see if Ari and the others found a place for us to lie low for a bit. Can you text them? Yeah. Well, hey, did you guys find a place? We're done on our side. Well, we did, but... you'll see. It's not exactly a luxury hotel, but it'll work. Deja vu is already slightly disorienting. Yeah. Imagine, like, deja vu times 15 is what I imagine. Here, I'll send the map point of the address to you. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. We'll make our way over now. I put away my phone and looked back at Ali and Suki. They found some kind of place, I think. I have a location. Alright, is it far from here? Nope, we can walk. Alright, let's go then. I helped Ali up off the bench and we left the empty lot. Okay, so I should probably play this one next. I think. I can, in theory, go all the way down to this one, although, I'm gonna need to farm batteries again. I'll play this one first since I have it unlocked. After splitting up from our group, Chiyo, Eri, and Kotomi headed closer to the main boulevard of Shinjuku. Okay, I don't exactly think we're looking for a 5-star hotel here, but we should probably find somewhere that's at least better than a garbage dump. Any ideas? Why are we breaking into a hotel again? You never actually told me. Because we can't book an actual room with the state that the simulated civilians are in. Fair enough, but, like, have you tried? Oh yeah, for reference, Eri's a police detective, so she is probably the most law-abiding out of everyone here. Yes. We did. It was not fun. Okay, point taken. We could try the hotel that's literally right there. Eri pointed to a large 10-ish-story hotel, the Shinjuku Grand Hotel. Worth a shot. Is there a back entrance? Of course there's a back entrance. They walked around to the back entrance, but contrary to what Chiyo had said, there was no employee entrance. The back door was just another entrance to the lobby. So there isn't a back entrance. Okay, yes, fine, there isn't a back entrance. Do you have any better ideas? Honestly, Chiyo, that's kind of an L for you. Like, what are you doing? Look, it's like the... Kotomi pointed to a hotel right across the street, a brand hotel marked with a large L logo. You really took it. Eri walked forward and pinched Kotomi's cheek. Ow, I hate it when you do that. Then take this seriously. I am. Seriously, let's try the L Hotel. Kotomi? You can literally see the sign from here that says they're completely closed for renovations. She's right. She was right. You could see the sign from where they stood. Although, I may be able to do something. Follow me. Chiyo and Kotomi followed Eri as she ran up to the back entrance to the Hotel L. There's a door here. There sure is. Can it? I picked up some lockpicking through my time interning as a detective. Let me try this. Eri took out a small lockpicking tool right after I called her the law-abiding one. Chiyo and Kotomi looked on in a mix of bewilderment and amusement. Is this really going to... No, let her cook. Check this out. While she was lockpicking, however, a shout rang from behind them. The three of them spun to see an angry, glitched-out civilian point at them and yelling. They'll never catch me alive. Eri sprinted off down the street. Kotomi and Chiyo shook themselves out of their shock and started running after her. Eri, wait up! The three girls ran through the corrupted night streets of Shinjuku. They had obviously lost the person pursuing them long ago, but all three of them were too scared to look back to see that. Finally, they stopped and caught their breath. Sheesh, what a pain. Since when are you that fast? Since now, when I was trying to not let whatever that thing was get its hands on me. Survival instincts are a powerful thing, you know. Chiyo sighed. Well, we're still without a place to stay, and I don't think going back to the hotel street is a good idea. About that. Kotomi looked at the building we had stopped at. It was a large video arcade that advertised itself as being open late. The shutter was still open. An arcade? Is this really gonna be enough? You said it yourself, we aren't really looking for a luxury residence here. Chiyo sighed once more. Fair, I guess? Let's see if any of the floors are, empty. They combed through 8 of the arcade's floors, but they were all at least a little bit occupied. The group finally managed to find a spot completely devoid of corrupted civilians on the 8th floor, near all the older games. After they sat down, Eri got a message. Did you guys find a place? Word's not on our side. Is that Saturday? Yeah, seems they're done. Alrighty, that was fast. Well, we did, but... You'll see. It's not exactly a luxury hotel, but it'll work. Here, I'll send a map point at the address to you. Set one location. Okay, cool, thank you so much. We'll make our way over now. The girls put their phones down and breathed a sigh of relief at having found, at least for now, a safe spot. The floor they were on housed lots of fighting games and score attack games from the 90s. Eri stood up and walked over to one of the older fighting games, then looked back at Chio. Wanna... Not a chance in hell. Okay, so if I want to unlock this story, I'm gonna have to go farm for some batteries, which are basically the game's currency. I can do that through the rhythm game, though, which... Woo. Okay, so that's not gonna work. No, I'm just gonna look at all the songs, scroll all the way up and see what's at a level I can really... See what's at a level I can play at the moment. I can, in theory, I can play 11s, but I need to warm up first. Let's see. Is there an 8? I hate the chart. Well, I don't hate the chart for Shattered Sky. I do not enjoy the chart for Shattered Sky, so... I'm gonna skip that one, I think. This'll work. Oh, I should have changed my boost type to battery boost. It's fine. Is the game audio too quiet on y'all's end? It's a little tiny bit quiet on my end. One of these days I'll full combo this one. You could boost it a tiny amount if you want. Okay. I am going to turn it up a tiny bit then. Oh, 19 misses. That's rough. Okay, this is one I know I could do. I have my, in the accessibility menu, you have an option to boost your battery gain So I have that turned up to like 8 times the usual, so I don't have to like spend several hours farming battery every time I want to progress the story. But I do genuinely enjoy the rhythm games, so it's not... I really am out of practice. My accuracy is... Well, my accuracy is, I suppose, not bad for... It's not objectively bad, but it's bad for me. I usually try and hold myself to a higher standard. I was talking about this Tuesday night, I think, how my accuracy is usually significantly higher. But there was a very brief bug. They fixed it like within 10 minutes after the big patch for this game. That was preventing me from playing this for a while, and then I've been trying to rest my hands a little bit more. For those of y'all who don't know, I get like same kind of, I'm above average at rhythm games, but I put the bar higher for myself than I should have. I don't really care though because I've dropped rhythm games. I love rhythm games, but at the same time they hurt my hands. Like, for those of y'all who don't know, I get like, I don't know if chronic is the right word, but I get like hand pain a lot. And so I've been trying to chill on the rhythm games a little bit more so that I'm not killing my hands. So I'm very out of practice for this. Okay, I want to boost my set my boost type to battery. There we go. This is another one that one of these days I'll full combo it, but it's gonna take me a minute. I was doing good, too. 3 misses isn't bad, but 35 goods are... 35 goods is way more than I would usually try and have. I think the only rhythm game I'm slightly good at is the Yakuza karaoke minigames. They take practice. Like, it's not the kind of thing you're automatically good at. It's the kind of thing where you really have to build a skill if you want to be good at it. Okay, I'm gonna play this one because it's fun, and then I will go back to the story. I should have enough battery to go back to the story. Oh, I missed one already? Ugh. Rest in peace, my combo. Yes, rhythm games are a skill. Like this game, for example, I used to not even be able to touch an 8, and now 8's usually my warm-up difficulty. Like 7 or 8's my warm-up difficulty. So it's the kind of thing you get better at with practice. I mean, obviously you do need some kind of sense of rhythm. This OST reminds me a lot of Just Shapes and Beats OST. Yeah, Just Shapes and Beats, I mean, it is, in theory, a rhythm game, but it's a rhythm game in the same way that Geometry Dash is technically a rhythm game. Like, there is a rhythm element to the gameplay, but it's not centric. Let's do one more, since I didn't get any batteries from that. I should be able to try something a tiny bit harder, although if I do, it'll probably kill my hands, so it's a... Okay, this one's fun. This one's a little bit harder and is, again, is probably going to kill my hands, but it's fun, so it makes up for it. Was that the song from Rhythm Doctor? Yeah. So they've done collabs with quite a few of them, but you usually have to unlock them through a different game mode that's unfortunately bugged right now. Let me see. SoundScan or collab collection. There we go. So yeah, they've got one from Rhythm Doctor. They've got one from Unbeatable. They've got, I know, at least one from A Dance of Fire and Ice. Rotano, XX Driver, Figros. I'm still never sure how to pronounce this one, whether it's Figros, Figros. I don't know. Rhythm games have names like that you're never quite sure how to pronounce, but I think I have enough battery now to keep going with the story, which is good because my hands hurt. The group made plans to tackle the weak spots. We made it to the building in the location pin that Chio had sent us. I sighed. I told them to find a hotel and they sent us to an arcade. Honestly, I thought you'd be jumping at the opportunity here. This is hardly the time. The building was tall and had multiple stories, so we walked in. We found Chio, Eri, and Kotami on the top floor, or on the 8th floor, and walked up and sat down. Hey, glad you made it. Barely. I'm guessing you've seen the state of things out there with the civilians. Yeah, it isn't pretty. We had a run-in with one of them. Jeez, glad you guys got out safe. Should we catch each other up first? I think so, yeah, though you guys have more explaining to do than us. Fair enough. Kotami, Eri, and Chio recapped their adventure trying to get this place and the run-in with the zombie-like civilians. And that's how we made it here. I'm glad you're okay. You should have let us know that you were in danger, though. We didn't really have the time, spur of the moment and all that stuff. Fair enough. So how did your group's expedition go? Did you learn anything of note? A lot, actually. Go on. I recapped our adventure in the basement, the reload, and what we learned about the weak spots. These weak spots seem to be created in the places that are forcefully altered by Dawn, which means there should be, 3? That would make the most sense. There's the one in the building basement that we found, the one in the shrine basement that I found that one time, and I'm assuming there's one in the wreckage of the Geology Museum back on Tanegashima. Right, our plan is to basically synchronize these 3 blocks together simultaneously, and then push a brute force on encryption with the heightened memory granted through the sync. It would work, but it would require the 3 weak points to be synchronized within very quick succession. With how it's programmed, you can think of it as a 2-factor authenticator of sorts. Or a 3-factor authenticator, I guess. Right, that's why I think we split up. Kotami seems surprised by this. Split up? Are you crazy? During the literal apocalypse? No, I think I agree. It's the only option, really. There's 6 of us, so we split into 3 groups of 2. That way nobody gets left alone. Usually it would be extremely dangerous, but we've already proven that we have a rather extraordinary ability on our hands. True, that whole saving and loading thing. I still can't believe it exists, but I guess I don't really have a choice considering the situation. In that case, I think it's best we split up like this. Eri took out a printed map of Japan. Have you just had that the whole time? Yes. You know what? Fair enough. Eri spread out the map on the floor in front of us and circled Tanegashima, Kagoshima, and Tokyo. Her suggestion was as followed. Suki and Chio handle the Tokyo weak spot in the Sunrise Building's basement. Eri and Kotami handle the Kagoshima weak spot in the basement of the facility by the Okawashi Shrine. Saturday and Allison handle the Tanegashima weak spot in the ruins of the Tanegashima Geology Museum. What do you all think? I'm personally fine with it. These groupings make the most sense. Wait, but this means I'm gonna be split up from Suki. Is that a good idea? I think so. It's advantageous to have Chio and I together, as we're both the most in the know about the inner workings of the Duskbreaker. I guess that's true. Fair enough, then. Okay, next question. How are we going to get to Kagoshima and Tanegashima? Public transit has gone completely haywire due to the current situation. Chio's the only one who could drive, which would mean she'd have to be moved to the Tanegashima or Kagoshima group if that's the route we took. Frankly, even if I drove, I don't think we could make it on time. We don't know when all of this is just going to collapse entirely. We can intuit some information from what Dawn said, but she absolutely has the power to just shut this all down anytime she wants now. That's true. Shit. How could we travel such a long distance quickly? Then it hit me. We're gonna synchronize with their earlier selves. We could load. You could save my data and reload it back in Tanegashima. That would at least give us the ability to verify if there's a weak spot there and if there's something that can be done with it. Shit, wait, hold on. I was hospitalized after the museum incident, and a lot of my recovery time was omitted from the data as it was stored in the Schrödinger cycle. Is there ever a point in the Schrödinger cycle after the museum burn that I wasn't in the hospital? Story log 5, revisit memory lane. You may have to go further back than you expect. Alright, so the Schrödinger cycle is way back, and I want to say... I want to say way back in chapter 1. I have to save Saturday's data. I should probably save it after they have their discussion. Okay, so I'll save here. Save Saturday. I can exit to flowchart, and now I want to go way back up to chapter 1. If there's one thing I really wish you could do for this game, I wish you could just hold to go all the way back. Or can I scroll, maybe? Nope, can't scroll. Okay, so that's the ferry terminal. Okay, so I don't think that'll work. Oh, here y'all can see protagonist Saturday, actually, before she fused with. You'll see how she has the same rendering as the other two. Because she is inherently part of Layer 0. I think... I don't know where I'm going to have to load, so I'm gonna have to play through some of these episodes. I wonder, if I synchronize Saturday, will her sprite go back to the... Alright, so I'm gonna try loading here. It's not compatible. Okay, so this episode, I have to either go later in this episode... So I'm looking for a point in the Schrödinger cycle, which I think is not Act 2. Because it's got to be Act 1. So the Schrödinger cycle is the cycle that both was and wasn't. It's difficult to explain, but basically through the intervention of Suki and Dawn, the cycle was put in some sort of weird limbo. It's got to be before they left Tanegashima. Cross, maybe? I think I need to... Wait, no, shit, I overwrote the data! Okay, well, I think now I know where I'm going, so I just have to go all the way back down. Is there still a go straight to chapter 5 button? No, there's not. There's not a go straight to chapter 5 button. No flowchart. Chapter 3. Chapter 4. Chapter 5. Okay, so go all the way back up here. Save Saturday's data. I think I'm fine if I just save it here. Okay. Exit to flowchart. If I had a nickel for every time I pressed the wrong button and accidentally overwrote my save data on a game I was streaming, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Okay, can't load it here. I'm looking for a point in the cycle where she wasn't in the hospital. So, not here. Maybe here? Prelude to the Cross? Can I load here? No, I can't. Maybe after the cross? She's still in the hospital. I'm gonna try and load anyway. Well, it would have to be after the fire. Sorry if I'm skipping through too fast for y'all. I'm trying to figure out where the place I need to be is. Okay, so this is a memory, so I can't load in during a memory. Still in the hospital. I don't think this is gonna work here. Chapter 2, maybe while they're waiting for the ferry? To load into. It's gotta be before they get on the ferry. Because they need to still be on the island. not there. Oh, Cringe, thank you for following. Sorry that this is probably a little bit boring at the moment. I'm trying to just trying to figure out where I have to load the damn data. Okay, so they just boarded the ferry, so it has to be somehow before the incident at the museum. Here, maybe? No? Okay. Resume story. I need to figure out where to load the damn data. Okay. Can I load here? No. Can I load here? No. Can I load here? No. That's the end of that episode. So where do I have to load? I've tried this one already. Maybe before they take the ferry? I am so lost on where I'm supposed to load this in. It said, is there a point where Saturday wasn't in the hospital? You may have to go back earlier than you think, but I've done basically all of chapter 1 and I'm still lost. What do I do? What do I... Maybe I just go... Maybe I need to go back further down? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna replay episode, I think it's X9? Okay. Point after the museum burned that Saturday wasn't in the hospital. Okay. Story log 5. Revisit memory lane. You may have to go back further than you expect. I'm so confused right now. I have no idea what I'm meant to be doing here. Okay, so this is December 22nd. I think what I might want to do is go back to here. I'm gonna go all the way back up to chapter 1 again. Or maybe here? This is the part of the thing where it would be. There's after the fire. Maybe I need to save here? Don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's right as they get on the ferry? Okay, so they've encountered Aerie. Gotta be before they get on the ferry. I'm trying to see if there's like a dialogue, like a line of dialogue that like triggers something in my brain that's like, that's the puzzle solution, but that's not it. Huh. There's one more thing I'm going to try. I'm going to try saving and loading within episode X9. And if that doesn't work, I think I might have to be done for tonight. I think what I might just maybe have to do here is save at the very end when she's thinking about the fact that she was never out of the hospital. and then save, like, right here. And then, like, reload right here. So I think this is my last idea. Save here. And then go back here to when they're talking about sending Saturday to Tanegashima. Try loading here? No. So Suki and Chio, Eri and Kotomi. Load here, maybe? Load? No. Load? No. Load. No. 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 Maybe if I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I am very confused. Maybe... Is there another, like... I'm gonna try this one more time. I think I'm gonna save at the very end of the... So I want to save her, I think. I'm gonna save her at the absolute very end, and then I'm gonna try and load it literally every possible time I can. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Saturday. Saturday. I'm gonna try this one more time, try loading. I don't know if it's just being picky about the data, or what, but I am kind of at the end of my rope here. Okay, so try loading here. No. No. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I am very lost. I think... Okay. As much as I hate doing this, I am in the Discord for this game. I am gonna look at the Discord and see if anyone else has answered the question. Okay. Story log 5? Anything? Story log 5. Story log 5. Okay, so I'm saving here, and then it looks like I need to go back to chapter 2, maybe? If I have to scroll all the way up to chapter 2 one more time, I'm going to scream. Genuinely. I do not have enough brain power left for this. Okay, so that's that. That's that. I need before they leave on the ferry, right? Load? There we go! Oh my god, okay. Felt myself fly through time and space, and eventually I reached a body that felt so distant from mine I couldn't help but exclaim. Whoa, damn. Allison jumped a little. Huh? Saturday? Are you okay? You look, well, honestly, you look drunk all of a sudden. No, I'm fine. I gotta go check on something, though. Can you wait here? Check on... As I started running out the door, Allison's shouts got distant. Saturday, come back! There was no time to worry about that. I dashed through the streets of an island village that took on a completely different feel to me now. It had been months since I'd been here. When you live your life in ignorant bliss, you don't ever stop to notice the little things around you. And when you leave that bliss, you wish you had them back. I realize this now, as I ran through the seaside streets towards the ruins of the museum. Damn. The Duskbreaker was really committed to making this all feel real, to feel safe. I lamented it once more. The fact that I was choosing to leave behind such a world for a cruel reality. But my conviction would never sway again. We're getting out of here. The ruins of the Geology Museum were in a lot different of a state than I expected them to be. Instead of being a burnt pile of crisp, the general frame of the building remained, but there were clear signs of burn damage. It didn't take long for me to find what I was looking for. Huh, that's hilarious. The weak spot was in the exact place I'd collapsed after making it out of the museum. Much like the one in the Tokyo basement, it allowed remote terminal access. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but I need to find a way to be able to access this in the present time. Are there any other functions we can use? I scrolled through the help command's output and smiled. Alright, 1028, I see you watching. I'll owe you one for this. A command had appeared that wasn't there the last time I'd pulled up the command list. A gate command. Using this, I could allocate simulated objects of the world to act as gateways of sorts to other simulated objects, effectively creating a teleporter. With one condition. The objects had to inherit from the same object class and be distinct enough that the code that scans objects wouldn't trip over itself trying to scan too many. For Tanegashima, this was easy enough. Tanegashima was known for its space station, and that was a large aspect of its tourist appeal. There were lots of toy rocket ships and memorabilia sold all over the island. Linking that to one in Tokyo seemed like the way to go. But the Okawachi Shrine was a different story. It was in the middle of the forest, and nothing around it was distinct enough that the gate function would allow itself to scan all of them. Shrine gates, trees, roads, all of these were very commonplace in Japan, obviously. Is there anything we can use? Oh my fucking god. The rocking horse! The fucking rocking horse, of course. It felt almost too perfect. Why the hell was that horse there? What was its significance? We never found out, but now it all made sense. Did Storyteller put it there? Seeing all of this in advance? No, that can't be it, right? Or was it you? I suppose it didn't matter. I applied the properties to the gate command and ran it. Sure enough, the link seemed to be established. I ran over to the store across the street. So if I touch the little display rocket here, I touched it and a large shock took over my entire body. But it didn't hurt. I felt myself being ricocheted across space. I rematerialized in a familiar space, a small hobbyist entertainment store in Ginza. What is this place? What? Is that seriously the only place in the Tokyo area that sells Tanegashima merchandise? What the hell? Oh, the shopkeeper. I guess that makes sense. I better get back. I tapped the toy spaceship again and felt myself warp back across the world. When I arrived back at the Geology Museum's ruins, I erupted in maniacal laughter. I couldn't help it. This is insane! What the hell is even happening anymore? Holy shit! In the past 24 hours, I'd broken so many fundamental laws of reality. Because it wasn't reality. This world was a game and I was finally playing it like one. And that's a game I intend to win, goddammit. But I'd fulfilled what I came here to do, which means I needed to get my act together and get back to business. You know what to do, right? I'll leave it to you, then. Okay, story lock 6. You should know what to do by now. Hey! Alright, it's looking like I'm just about out of time for today. Which, rip, because I finally figured out what I was supposed to do, and of course I'm immediately out of time. But, you know what? I figured out what I was supposed to do, and that's gotta be something. So, I should be able to stream again sometime tomorrow, hopefully. But other than that, I am out of time. I've gotta run. Thank you so much for watching. I will hopefully be back tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Bye!